Okay. No, I'll just speak orally, right? At first, I would like to thank my friend Dr. Nadire Kantarsioglu. He is an honorable member of the organizing committee of the 7th International UBSDER Scientific Research Congress, and the Congress is being held from 23rd to 25th of this month at Ankara, Turkey. I'm very happy that today I am going to present my paper on a very good and very interesting topic. The name of my topic is How India Became the 5th Largest Economy, an in-depth study. So, let me begin my presentation. India is now the largest democracy and the most populous country in the world. It is also the world's fastest growing economy. It is politically, economically, and culturally rich since time immemorial. Also, it is a fact that India is the birthplace of spiritualism and the land of scientific inventions since thousands of years. Mark Twain, a famous American novelist, once said, India is the cradle of the human race, the birthplace of human speech, the mother of history, the grandmother of legend, and the great-grandmother of tradition. Our most valuable and most constructive materials in the history of man are treasured up in India only, unquote. India's glory was eulogized by many great people in the world. In this regard, Raman Singh writes that Albert Einstein went one step further in acknowledging India's contribution to world civilization when he said, quote, we owe a lot to the Indians who taught us how to count, without which no worthwhile scientific discovery could have been made. And then I would like to quote from Max Muller, who was an Indologist. Once he said, quote, if I were asked under what sky the human mind has most fully developed some of its choicest gifts, has most deeply pondered on the greatest problems of life, and has found solutions, I should point to India. All these things, or all these words, indicate that India was a great nation since time immemorial. See, I would like to say about the vastness of India in ancient times. India's size was changed from time to time under the sway of powerful dynasties. It is learned from history that India was, quote, really a continent rather than a country. It is populated by many races with different languages and religions. Its greatest length and breadth are roughly 2,000 miles. That is, it is as large as Europe with Russia left out, and 20 times the size of the British Isles. It has a population of 338 million people, or nearly 10 times as many as England, and one-eighth of that of the whole world. Half of the inhabitants of the British Empire are Hindus. It was written by H.G. Rawlinson in 1938 in one of his famous books. All right. So India, it shows that India was a very rich country. And how rich was India? Let me say. History demonstrates that India acquired a large population, an enormous area, and earned a huge quantity of gold and silver in the ancient period. And the richness of gold and diamond reserves in India continued to increase till the beginning of the Mughal Empire. In regard to India's rich natural resources, Henry Beveridge, in his very famous book, the title of the book is A comprehensive history of India, civil, military, and social from the first landing of the English, Volume 1. It was written in 1867. In this book, he wrote, quote, "It must be admitted that as a mineral country, India has not yet proved its title as a prominent place, though in ancient times gold was so abundant that India was the only one of the Persian satrapies that paid the tribute in that precious metal. It has now only a few washings, which are by no means productive. Its diamond mines are also once so famous, have long been exhausted. Besides the coal already mentioned, the only mineral products of much economical value are copper, of which several mines are worked, iron, from which steel of the finest quality is manufactured, nitrogen, so abundant as to form an important article of export, and salt, said to exist in beds which are inexhaustible. So you see, India was minerally rich also. And what attracted the foreign invaders? India was invaded and looted since pre-Christian era. And India's trade and commerce was very famous and very renowned and very productive. Because the Rig Veda says, the Rig Veda's motto of seafarers is, let me quote, "May our ships embark on all quarters of the earth." So why India was attracted by foreign invaders? Let me say, in ancient times, India produced very fine cotton cloth, metal, utensils, perfumes, spices, and high quality of fragrances. These goods had great demand in Greece, Egypt, and Iran. India increased trade relations with Siam, now Thailand, Java, Sumatra, Malaysia, and many other countries. Old Indian literature indicates that during ancient times, the Hindu merchants were the masters of seaborne trade. Till about the beginning of the 18th century, almost every nation on earth obtained a large extent its supplies of fine cotton and silk fabric, spices, indigo, sugar, drugs, precious stones, and many different and attractive works of art from India in exchange of gold and silver. However, the advancement of the British traders in India and industrial revolution in the West destroyed Indian trade and turned the country into a mere supplier of raw materials. So India was exploited and India was ruined by foreign people, by foreign looters, by foreign invaders. All right. So I would like to say that India at first was attacked by Greek invader Alexander II, and Alexander the Great, about the year 305 BC, Seleucus again invaded India with the object of reclaiming the conquests of Alexander, which had been passed into the hands of Chandragupta at the time. But little is known about the invasion. However, India was attacked and ransacked by several rulers since then, till the taking charge of India by the Empress of Mughal in 1858. A few invasions are highlighted here. The Shaka, a group of nomadic tribes of Iranian origin living in present-day Kazakhstan. The Shaka dynasty was founded by a chieftain named Maus, who invaded Bactria. Huns also invaded India. Ghazni, Muhammad of Ghazni, a Turkish conqueror, attacked India 17 times. Taimur attacked, and Jahiruddin Babur in 1509 attacked also. So in this way, India was attacked by many foreign rulers and invaders. And we all know that many foreign merchants came to India. You see, the Dutch came first, and then the English people came here to do business. The French merchants came to India. The Danish merchants came to India. And 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 after that, after nearly 2,500 years of the ruin, and particularly the 200 years of domination and ruling of the British East India Company, I would like to say statistics that India's share of world manufacturing exports fell from 20% to 2% as East India employees made colossal fortunes. So India was ruined by all of them. But now I would like to say, but from all their invasions and ruination and exploitation, how India is growing up, how India is making a footstep in the world arena. That is the main point. So yeah, from the above discussion, I can say that from the pre-Christian era, India was shattered by different foreign endeavors. But how India became the fifth largest economy in the world? So this is a matter of wonder to many economists and social scientists throughout the world, isn't it? Because you see, statistics says that from 2014 to 2018, India was the world's fastest growing economy. And now, today, up to 7th February 2024, the record or the data of IMF indicates that India's economy is 4,112 billion dollar. It means $4.1 trillion economy, and India's GDP per capita income is 2.85 thousand. Okay, and interestingly, India got independence in 1947. So what are the other four countries who are ahead of India? First, the United States of America. When United States of America was free or become independent, the United States of America became independent in 1776, China in 1949, Japan in 1890, because Meiji Constitution was formulated in 1890, and though the present Constitution was formulated in 1947, Germany got independence, became independent in 1871. So you see, almost all the countries, those who were ahead of India, have gained independence many years earlier than India. So within this short period, maybe 7 decades, how India became the fifth largest economy, it is a matter of surprise. It is a matter of matter of study. To the social scientists. Indian economy was just $2 trillion in 1 decade ago, in 2014. This means in 67 years from independence, India achieved $2 trillion economy. But the present Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, in last 1 decade, from May 2014 to February 2024, only doubled the economy. So from 1.1% in 1998 to 2007, India's average contribution to the global GDP has increased to 5% in 2019. So it is a miracle. Is it a miracle, or it is a luck, or it is the fruit of policy changes in affirmative way, hard working and vision of the government of India? So these things should be discussed today. India's economic journey from independence. I'll just tell a little bit about that. India's journey, how from independence. So to understand today's economic position of India, we need to analyze the economy of India since independence. Once a very rich country, India was exploited by many foreign rulers and invaders. That I am not saying. Now, I am not repeating, but what happened? By the time India became independent, her share of world income had shrunk from 22.6% in 1700 to 3.8% in 1952. to enable the economy to emerge from shackles of the colonial regime, as well as set itself on the path of growth and modernization. The government in the 1950s adopted a strategy aimed at achieving economic sufficiency. This period was characterized by rapid industrialization, which involved raising a massive among the resources and investing them in the growth, in the creation of large industrial state-owned enterprises. The decadal average growth rate for this period, 1952 to 60, was only 3.9%. But today, India is doing very good. India's economy is more than 7% yearly growth. So this is a very great achievement of government of India. But how from 2014 to 2024, decade of transformation took place? How was it possible? Let me focus on this particular issue. So against this aforementioned context, Prime Minister Modi's government assumed power in 2014. Since then, the Indian economy has undergone many structural reforms that have strengthened its macroeconomic fundamentals. See, these reforms had led to India emerging as the fastest growing economy among the G20 countries. In 23-24, as per current estimates, it is estimated to have grown 7.3%. The government under Narendra Modi has taken many welfare measures for the upliftment of the life and livelihood of the common people, because common people are the main growth engine. I mean, when the common people, or when the development will be inclusive, when many people will participate in the economic activities, then only India's growth as a whole will be possible. This was understood by the present government. So the government of India tried to uplift the condition of the poor people through the Pradhan Mantri Gramin Kalyan Anna Yojana. For 80 crore poor citizens are being provided food, free food, for more 5 years, and it is extended up to December 2028. So infrastructure development, because if there is no infrastructural development, how a country can progress? It was understood by the government. That is why, so building road network and expanding rail and air networks at a record pace have been made possible. Under this government, India built 74 airports in first 67 years. But after independence, only 74 airports. But this number has been doubled in last 9 years. So this is a very good achievement of the government. Inclusive and world-class education system has been established, or has been set up now through the National Education Policy 2020. The government of India has changed the earlier 3-decade-old education policy. So the government of India in 2020 formulated a new new education policy. Now the number of universities in 2014, the number of universities were 723, and it increased to 1,113 in 2020. So you see how many universities have been set up. New universities have been set up in these 9 years. So more girls are now in higher education than the boys. The gross enrollment ratio for girls is 27.9 in 2020 vis-a-vis 12.7% in financial year 2010. Yes. Okay. I'll try to finish my paper within the next 5 minutes, right? So, okay, sir. So, financial support during COVID-19. So, the entire world had seen the devastation, or the dangerous effect of COVID-19. And during this time, the government of India took several important measures to save the life of the people and to maintain or to help their life and livelihood. So India's economic growth suffered in financial year 2021 due to global pandemic, but real GDP contracted 5.8%. However, India's agile response during this period through a broad range of fiscal, monetary and health responses to the crisis supported India's economic recovery. All right. So along with economic reforms in years helping to mitigate to longer lasting adverse effect of the crisis. So buying crude oil, when the world, mainly the powerful countries of the world, particularly the United States of America, while prohibiting India to procure crude oil from Russia, India showed the courage to buy crude oil from Russia to safeguard national interest, because national interest is the first thing. All right. So financial support is being provided to the state governments, and the policy of ease of doing business and ease of living have been introduced by the new government, because the government's economic policy focus was to restore India's growth potential by getting the financial sector back on track. So facilitating economic activity by easing conditions for business and massively augmenting physical and digital infrastructure to enhance India's connectivity and thus the competitiveness of its manufacturing sector. And so India created a business-friendly atmosphere, business-friendly environment, and improving ease of life and strengthening the governance system and processes. Reforms in banking sector. The government of India has reformed in banking sector also for recapitalization and merger of public sector banks and amendment of the SARFA-ESI, so that is a sterilization and reconstruction of financial assets and enforcement of Security Interest Act 2002, enacting Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. By this act, the government of India provides power to a bank of financial institution to seize the property of defaulting borrower. So this is a very good step, simplification of regulatory frameworks that has enabled government of India to initiate to help grow many projects, more than 1 lakh real estate projects, and 72,012 real estate agents are now registered under the provisions of the Regulation and Development of Real Estate Act 2016. So reform in tax policy also. India has reformed. There are so many tax policies. So government merged one, and it has made a unified goods and services tax, GST. And these tax reform have given dividend to the government of India, because the amount of money or tax being collected is huge. Earlier when it was only 0.9 lakh crore in financial year 2018, but it has increased to 1.5 lakh crore in financial year 2003. The number of GST taxpayers increased from 66 lakhs at its introduction to 1.4 crore in the financial year 2022. So public-private partnership, it is not possible for government alone to make development. That is why public and private partnership is necessary, and the government of India has given emphasis on that. So introduction of Atmanirbhar Bharat, that is self-reliant India, this is also a very good step of the government of India, because government of India, through this government of India, through these schemes, have inspired the entrepreneurs to set up new industries or enterprises to make themselves self-reliant, and instead of being job seekers, they should be job providers. Okay, FDI policy, foreign direct investment policy, have also been changed. There are some sectors where 100% FDI under automatic route can be possible. Decentralization of minor economic offenses has been done. Robust policy making is very helpful to make this growth possible. Micro, small and medium enterprises sector have supported smaller businesses to recover from the impact of pandemic and grow further. So many startups were created in India for the good policies of the government of India. Government of India has created an ecosystem for startups, and to nurture the number of recognized startups have increased from 452 in 2016 to 98,000 in 2023. India is now digital. So digital transformation have taken place in India. Effective capital expenditure initiative is also very effective to make India a very powerful economy. Introduction of inclusive growth, it is also a very good step. Over 10.11 crore women have been given free gas connections by this government in last 9 years. 11.72 crore toilets have been built for the poor people in the rural and urban slums by the government of India. Not only that, 51.6 crore Jan Dhan Yojana or accounts have been opened. How many? 51.6 crore accounts, new accounts have been opened. 3.24 beneficiaries have been registered, and 2.6 crore Pakka houses or metal or Pakka houses have been built for the poor people. Yes, I am just concluding. So this is through these policies, the government of India has been able to achieve this to achieve this target to become the 5th largest economy, and it is aspiring to be the 3rd largest economy by 2019. So I am very hopeful that through these policies and through the cooperation and assistance of all the people, bureaucrats and the civil administration and the political leaders of all the state governments and all the stakeholders are putting their efforts to make India a superpower by 2047. That is the ultimate goal. But by 2019, we will be able to be the 3rd largest economy. This is our aspiration. With these words, there are some problems standing on the way. So definitely those problems will be taken care of by the government of India. And with these few words, I would like to conclude here. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Nadir, for giving me the opportunity, and thank you, Dr. Majumdar. Thank you, Ananda Majumdar. I have listened to some of your presentations in previous, these webinars. Thank you. Thanks to all of you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Right, sir.